Yep. Nice little ride out there. Are they going my way? No. It's a shame. What's happening, YouTubes? Vector here, back again. Heading up out of Lanston now. Off on another ride. It's supposed to be a sunny ride. It's a bit hazy, but it's plenty nice enough. So yeah, we're heading out. It is June the 1st now. Can you believe that? June already. This year's been simultaneously 5 seconds long and also the longest year of your life. All of that rain, all of that grey dismal nonsense, but also suddenly we're like almost halfway through the year. Ridiculous. I don't know where the time's gone. So today, heading up to the north coast. I've got a place plotted in. Should be a little tea room or something, but I'm going to go and walk along the cliffs for a bit. Should be nice, and it should be not too busy because it is still half term at the time of recording. We're on the last weekend of half term. There's a lot of tourists still down here. I'm probably going back home tomorrow. Trying to avoid tourist attractions, towns, cities, all of the hot spots where there's going to be a bunch of just idiots. Get out somewhere a little bit nicer and a little bit more quiet, a little bit out of the way. The road that this tea room on isn't even named. It's one of those like unnamed road. You have to go by the postcode. Should be nice. Never been there, but it looks pretty. I'm not going to walk crazy far because I'm still a fat cunt, so I'm just going to go up, stroll around, stroll back, maybe get a slice of cake or something at the tea room. Should be nice, really. As before, I don't really know these roads. These are there's gravel there. These are the roads that I took going to North Cornwall motorcycles recently. You probably would have seen that video by now, depending on upload schedule, upload ordering. Immediately got flied there. So I've been down these roads like once before, up until the turn off for Bude, and then I'll be going straight on, and I'm going a little bit further up onto the north coast. Lovely roads along here though. So what else has been happening? Well, we had the Saddlebags73 Ride out last week. I actually didn't go to that in the end. I did say in the Bude video I was planning on trying to. I did want to, but unfortunately it was raining consistently on the day. It was forecast to get worse up on Dartmoor. It was forecast to be like heavy rain and thunderstorms, and there's a yellow warning for thunder all across Dartmoor. Actually, from the pictures I've seen, it actually wasn't that bad. I think they got soaked at one point, but they weren't riding consistently through rain. So throughout the day it would go sunny, and I'd get a bunch of FOMO from going, oh, I should have gone, look, it's nice now. And then 5 minutes later it'd be raining again. I'd be like, no, I was good. I made the right decision. It is a shame, like I say, it was the last ride out that Saddlebags was doing, so it would have been nice to go, and it would have been good from a YouTube-y point of view, because there's a bunch of vloggers went to that. Some that I know, some that I don't, so it's a useful thing for networking, these sort of ride outs. You post your video afterwards, the host makes a playlist of everyone's videos, and people tend to click through and watch a bunch of different perspectives of the ride, so you can get sort of discovered quite easily through stuff like that. And would have been useful, because I don't really have a goal for YouTube. I do this for the enjoyment and the creative outlet, but you have to set some goals to be pushing towards something, right? Otherwise there's no point. So you got the easy ones, subscriber count sort of milestone. So I did 250 recently, I'm on about 315 now. It'd be nice to get to 500 before the end of the year. That's unlikely, I think, with the speed that I gain subs, but we'll see. But you have to get 500 in January, then you go 1,000, and then when you get to 1,000, that opens up monetization. So the next step up is 1,000 subs, and I think it's a watch time after that. I think to get the adverts and stuff, I think you have to have like X amount of hours watch time in the last 90 days or something like that. So that'd be a nice step to get to. But my big distant goal is I'd love to be the biggest motovlogger in Cornwall. That's my little quiet, silly goal. Got a long way to go. I'm purely saying motovlogger. There is they're like a review kind of magazine type channel based in Cornwall. I don't know what they're called. I don't watch that sort of genre really, but they've got like 25,000 subs, so I'm never catching them. And you get way more subs and views and attention through reviewing stuff than you do from just talking or riding, so I'm not even going to attempt to chase them. So it has to be purely motovloggers and purely just motovloggers. There's a couple that are like motovloggers but also do drone aerial photography, or they're a motovlogger but they also organise some of the rallies down here or some of the meetups, so they obviously have an unfair advantage because they get subs through that. I've got a little list of my competitors. Ironically, the next one above me, or the one that was the next one above me, is a friend of mine. Cornish biker who hasn't uploaded in like 8 years, but he got to 400, I think he got 402 subs back in the day, and he's still there, the channel still exists, so it'd be good to beat him just for bragging rights, especially as I'm still out making content and he's not, you know, so it feels like a little unfair. We got a new competitor recently. I don't know if I should say his name, I'm going to help the guy beat me, but there's a new channel started recently a couple of weeks ago. He's already surpassed me by far. Going flying past me a sub count. He gets like 2,500 views per video, or for sub in it. He's got the nice cameras, he's got a nice trendy bike. Seems good though, it's an interesting channel. You know, I'm part of the problem because I subbed to him as well. But he's the next highest above my friend, or above me. I think he's not quite caught my friend yet, but he probably has by now. I haven't checked recently. And then there's a few more, and then Saddlebags himself is the highest at the moment that I find, and he's about 4.4 thousand. So big numbers, you know, big numbers, big distant numbers, but not unobtainable. I'm not chasing T-Port 1 or something like that, you know. I need to liven up my content a bit more, I need to make it a bit more interesting, working with what we've got, both in terms of tech and in terms of personality. So we'll see what we can get done, but it's definitely doable. So what guy I watched further up north called Fusion, his channel's only 6 months old or so. He's monetized, he's got merch now, like he's trying to, like, his goal is to do it full time and actually like a paid gig, and power to him, because, you know, what a dream, right? I don't know, disillusion about how difficult that is. I've seen people try and do that before. Official Smo back in the day that I moderated for, he had a year trying to do it full time. He already had like 30,000-40,000 subs, and he still wasn't able to live on it, unfortunately. I'm not intending to make it my job, as nice as that would be, but it would be cool if it just pays a little bit of money a year that I can spend on a new microphone or a new camera or a new mic adapter. You know, there are costs involved with this. As much as a hobby, it's always nice if you can make your hobby pay for itself. That's my little secret goal. That's the challenge. Whether we get in with that is a different matter, but you have to be aiming for something. You have to have some short-term goals, but also some like pie-in-the-sky long-term goals, because otherwise how do you keep momentum with anything? Otherwise you just trickle along, go nowhere, right? And we'll see how that all works out. What else is new? Anything? Oh, one cool thing actually. My best mate has had an offer accepted, him and his girlfriend, on a house, which is super exciting generally, because that's a really exciting step in life, next chapter in life. It's their first home, so that will be really cool for them. But selfishly, far more interesting for me is the fact that this house is only about 20 minutes away from where I'm currently living. Now that is a very exciting prospect, because like me and my best mate, we've never lived that close. We've always had a couple of hours between us, regardless of where we've been at any given time. So having him 20 minutes away, and it's a nice 20 minutes as well, it's not like 20 minutes of motorway or whatever. When do you do that? Here's him, Duke. Yeah, it's a nice 20 minutes. It's not like 20 minutes of motorway or something like that, you know. It's 20 minutes of this, back lanes and fun tracks. I can take the little CG there. It will take longer than 20 minutes on that, but I can take the CG there and it's not like dangerous, you know. So we're both very excited about that. Probably me more than him. Obviously one in 4 accepted offers still don't go through or something like that, so there's no guarantee when it's accepted that everything will work out, because everything's such a hassle with home buying nowadays. You're reliant on so many moving parts, from the solicitors and the mortgage to their end, although I think his property is no onward chain, which definitely helps. You're only relying on one set of people working right, but that's scary. That's scary stuff. You know, I mentioned a little bit a while back in one of my videos that I had wanted to be buying a house myself soon, and I still do want that. I live in a rental currently. Actually live in a shared rental. I'm only a lodger. Oi. Right, welcome to Devon. Watch how long it takes us to get to the welcome to Cornwall sign, because this little like stretch of this little knob of Devon is hilarious. But anyway, it's a very nice shared house, don't get me wrong, but it is still a shared house, and I really don't like living with people. I'd been hoping to buy our house in the next year. I had this little like self-imposed goal of I want to buy my first home by myself, unsupported, you know, no partner, no nothing, just me, before the age of 30. And I've got enough savings at this point that we're starting to get towards having enough money for deposits to be able to afford a place. It won't be a nice place, but it'll be a place. But gravel. But I don't know if I can take the risk of the mortgage. Like, my job is good, but my industry is bad, and yeah, without going into details about either. And It means that even when things are good here at my place, circumstances beyond us could easily impact my employment. If I lose my job at my current place, there is nothing to replace it. There are no other jobs to go to. I'm really hesitant to take on the risk of the mortgage, because if I get a year into the, like, I buy a house and then 6 months, 8 months down the line, suddenly I lose this job, I'm back in fucking Tesco stacking shelves again, you know what I mean? Like, I'm back like minimum wage 18 a year, like, you know, because I've got nothing else. So it's, my job is fairly niche, not niche enough to pay well, I should hesitate to say. But do you see the sign back there, by the way, back in Cornwall? My job's quite niche and I have no fallback, so it's a little bit of an awkward situation. I've got a damned if I do, damned if I don't. And the longer I leave it, yes, I'll have more savings, but the longer I leave it, A, I'll miss my little self-imposed goal, but B, I'll be older when I'm done paying off the mortgage. The economy could change further, the housing market could change further. Like, I don't know, man. It's the sort of thing I want to get that first step onto the ladder as early as I can, but at the same time I don't want to end up like defaulting on a mortgage and losing a life savings worth of equity and being shit out of luck, you know. And like, yes, if shit hit the fan, really, I could get a minimum wage job somewhere, get a lodger or a housemate or something, like have someone move in to live with me for a bit, which I would hate, but like, it's, you know, it's doable to stay afloat until whatever. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm quite risk averse when it comes to money. I'm quite risk averse generally, but I'm quite risk averse when it comes to money, because I know how hard it is to get money back when you don't have it. I don't know. It's man's been done by an undercover. Oh, my condolences, son. That is rough. Tell you what, sunny weekend. Of course they come out. Oh my god. Pigs in blankets, isn't it? Headphones. Oh shit, they'll have the drone up next. They got the... You see those police drones? Christ. What was I saying? Oh yeah, money, risk averse. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm very hesitant. I'm talking to my sister about it. My sister's bought her first house recently. She's a lot older than I am, but you know, she's done other like things with her life, and she's now bought her first home. She's having a really good time with it. She's very happy with it, and she's very much like just go for it, and if shit goes wrong later down the line, you can deal with it. Don't let the fear of what might go wrong stop you from going ahead. And there's a lot of truth in what she says there, but I don't know. And then obviously, like, I don't earn a huge amount of money, and my rent it's not bad. It's like, it's the top end of what I'd pay for a shared house as a lodger, but I don't have any bills, I don't have any utilities, I don't have to pay for upkeep or anything. It's just a flat payment and then it's done. And my house is extremely nice, so it's like, if I now have to pay for a mortgage, I think the mortgage will be less than my current rent, but then obviously the mortgage then has utilities, council tax, property upkeep. I'm having to fix toilets and roofs and everything, like, you know what I mean? Chances are I'm going to have to sacrifice quality of life in other areas. Maybe I won't be able to have as many bikes. Maybe I'll only have one bike instead of the 3 that I'm currently planning to have, the 2 that I have currently. I'm very frugal otherwise. I mean, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I'm not calling myself straight edge, because people generally pricks who say that, but I'm pretty close to. You know, I don't take medication either. The only thing I do take that would disqualify me from straight edge is caffeine. I have plenty of caffeine. I live a pretty frugal life. I'm not going out drinking all the time. I'm not going out. I don't eat out all the time. I don't eat out very often at all. I don't get takeaway. I have a lot of soft drinks. That's my biggest, genuinely actually my biggest weekly spending is soft drinks. There are ways to bring that down. Just A, by being not being such a fat cunt, but also B, I can shift that to some of the cheaper brands, which I already am in a way, because now I'm losing weight and trying not to be such a spherical bastard. I've moved from the sort of full fat Cokes and Pepsis and stuff to the zeros, and most of those taste like crap, so I've also started incorporating some of the own brand colas, like the cheaper colas and stuff, sort of padding out the weekly drinks with the cheap stuff. So I can bring that down. I can cut down the intake, I can cut down the quality of brands, I can cut out energy drinks at some point. That'll be a good saving. They're quite expensive, but yeah, like my outgoings are pretty low, so I'm not spending much other than petrol and bikes, but I'm not earning much either. I don't know. I don't know. I'm very much up in the air about it. The whole process of buying a house stresses me out as well. Like, there's a lot of just like stuff, admin stuff that looks quite complicated and quite sketchy, but to do by yourself. That makes me a little bit nervous and all. Need to do some research. We've actually got through my workplace. I was saying, my workplace, my current job is good. It's a good company. It's a good job. It doesn't pay great, but there is scope to make it slightly better in the future. It's a good, comfortable job, and it's work from home. So that's the other thing. Because I work remotely, I'm not spending money on commuting, so that saved me like a couple of grand a year at least, if not more, because I'm also not buying lunch and I'm not buying extra clothing to not look like a scruff in the office. There's a lot of savings to work from home versus working in the office. That's really helping me put some money away, which has been good. Yeah, through work we have financial advisors that we can talk to. You can book a meeting in, so I'm planning to sit down with them at some point and just kind of chat to them about all of this, really, kind of like a financial shrink, and just be like, what do I do? What can I do with my savings in the meantime? Like, my savings are just sat in an ISA. They're not really doing a great deal, and it's not a very good ISA. It's an ISA that I can take stuff out of whenever I want, which is why it's in there. I really only wanted it as a visual separation more so than any kind of actual like financial benefit from it. I've got my pay-in account, both the same bank, so I can open my online banking account and I've got the money for this month and then my savings below it, and I quite like that. That's a nice way of looking at things, but I definitely could be earning better interest with it. So I'll chat to them, chat to my bank. If I can get like a 5% or a 4% interest ISA and slap some of my savings in that, so I'm just actually doing something with them, that would be really handy. I don't want to do a help to buy ISA. That's the other thing, is I've deliberately not done that because I still don't know if I want to buy. That's the other question. I love Cornwall and I do like England, but I don't know, every single winter I'm like, man, I wish I was living abroad. I wish I was living somewhere where you don't have just constant rain for 6 months out of the year, and where it's not cold and where it's not wet and shitty. So then, do I want to buy a house here and be tied down to here for a long time and have a lot of hassle getting out of, yes, you can sell a house whenever you want, but a lot of extra work. And is it worth it if I'm just going to move to Spain in 2 years or whatever? Like, you know what I mean? I think I need to pin down a better direction, of a more established direction for my life first, and then I can know where I stand with stuff like houses. Because there's too much of like where I'm going to live, what I'm going to do, where I'm going to work, what I'm going to do, all of that. There's too much uncertainty in all of that. Small roads again. It's super hazy. I don't know if the camera's picking this up. It's so faded out today. It's nice though. I say it's warm. I've got my perforated gloves on, got my leather jacket. It's nice. Yeah, anyway, so I need to pin down what I'm going to do in life, and then I can have a better understanding of the next steps. But then part of me is like, do it now, like, get on with it, because I've got this little like self-imposed before 30 goal. That goal is meaningless. It is entirely pulled out of my ass. That could easily be buy a home before 35, and it would make no difference to literally anyone. But I've bloody well given it myself now, haven't I? And I know how my brain works, and unfortunately I will see myself as a failure if I haven't bought a house before 30. As much as I'd like, statistically, people are like, it's quite a rare thing to be buying homes when you're this young by yourself, not in a couple, not in a, it's different if you're before 30 and you're in a long-term relationship. You've got 2 incomes, you've got that fallback. If you lose your job, it's still someone with an income into that property. You've got double the savings, you've got double the buying power, your mortgages are double the price, double the height. So I'm well aware I've sort of set myself up for failure from the start, but also I just feel like the YouTube thing, like, you've got to have big goals as well as small ones, don't you? I turned 29 this summer. I should have added that, so that's why I've only got about a year, because I'm 29 this summer. Realistically, if I was going to buy a house before 30, I should be looking at houses like now, because it would take a year even when I start looking. I don't know, maybe I'll buy a field and build a shed for 5 grand and do one of those like tiny home jobs, which would be fine. I don't need a lot of space, that's the thing. Like, it's just me. I need a bedroom. I need a 2-bedroom ideally, because I want to have a separate office, but it could be a 1.5 bedroom to fit an office. That's fine. I could work. It could be a 1-bedroom. I just work from the living room. It doesn't bother me. It can be a small place. I need a garage or a nice stone shed or an outburn or something that I can put bikes in. It'd be nice to put cars in, maybe a carport or something. and a bit of garden. That's about it. I'm not having kids as well. I'm going to talk about that in a separate video because that's quite a big topic as well. But I'm not having kids ever, so I don't need the biggest garden ever. I do want a garden still because I want to be able to grow veg and have a nice outdoor space for entertaining and so on. But I don't need to be kicking a football around it with some little kid. I don't need a huge amount of land. I don't need to be in school catchment zones. It helps for resale value, but like if I get it for cheap and sell it for cheap, that's not the end of the world. So that frees up, means I can live anywhere I want. Obviously I drive, I ride, so I can be out in the countryside. I probably won't be able to afford to be out in the countryside. I'll probably be in one of the towns. I might end up in Plymouth, to be honest. Plymouth's got the lowest house prices anywhere in the southwest, for a reason in a lot of places. But parts of Plymouth are quite nice, so I don't know. We're almost there now, so I guess we'll leave that one there. It's the next big chapter for me, because like I say, I'm not having kids. I don't particularly have any interest in getting married. I'm going to be starting dating again at some point, but the next big chapter for me is buying a house. We'll see what happens, really. See what happens in the next couple of years. But last 6 months of this year's flown by, so I think I'm going to be 30 before I finish this video at this rate. But anyway, here we are. This is the Rectory tea rooms. I'm not really here for the tea rooms, honestly. There's a footpath down the end of this road, and that's basically what I'm here for instead. And then down there, I think actually, I'm going to park up, guess up there on the grass, really, up in the shade. Alright, well that is us. I'm going to go for a walk along the cliffs. I'll take you some pictures, and then I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.